Now today, the world is united in its quest to combat tuberculosis. It's World TB Day. The spotlight is on urgently accelerating the TB response to save lives and end suffering, building on high-level commitments by heads of states at the 2018 UN high-level meeting on TB. Joining me in the studio is Dr. Abraham Eje's a specialist physician and clinical head of the chest clinic in Kolebu Teaching Hospital. Dr. Ej, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
Talk to us first of all about why tuberculosis is still an important topic.
Tuberculosis is an important topic because tuberculosis is, has been and still, a thorn in the flesh of the world, because tuberculosis is affecting a lot of people. Right now we are worried about COVID-19. But when you look at the statistics, it means the effect of TB on us is far, far more than COVID-19 is having. And the good news is that TB can be detected and treated. Looking at some of the statistics in our 30 million Ghana population, we have about 44,000 people getting TB every year, and we are losing about 15,000 people from TB. Every day, about 121 new TB cases developed, and then about 42 people die from TB.
Every single day?
Every single day. And even when you bring it down to an hour, about 5 people getting TB every day and 2 people dying from TB.
Every hour?
Every hour. This is quite, a terrible situation.
Yeah.
You see, right now, everybody is gathered together fighting against COVID. It's a good thing. I wish we are able to put the same effort in combating TB. We know TB has been with us for quite a long time.
Yeah.
Yet, still TB is being a problem to us, despite the few, successes that we have chalked over the years.
So what exactly happens in your body when you have TB? What is going on?
You see, TB can affect any part of the human body, but predominantly about 70 to 80% of the manifestation of the TB affects the respiratory system. And it has, very similar manifestation to this, our COVID. You get fever. The fever can be, low grade, medium grade, or high grade. And sometimes when we have people suffering from temperature, that people are treating malaria, typhoid, etc., and you are not getting, we call it a PUO, pyroxia of unknown origin. TB is a differential diagnosis that you must consider. And then you will have cough. However, with the cough, it's similar to COVID, but the cough of TB is productive, whereas this, our case, is non-productive. And then the phlegms can be whitish, can be creamish, but most importantly, you have what you call hemoptysis, blood-stained sputum. That's the phlegm that comes out. That's a very big difference between the COVID and then the TB. You will have other symptoms like night sweats. You have chest pain, especially with either cough or respiration. When you breathe in or you cough, you get chest pain. We call it pleuritic chest pain. And then you have excessive sweating at night, what we call night sweats. And then you have weight loss, because formerly we call it a wasting disease. Well, most people at the time that we didn't have treatment for TB, you realize that people normally tend to lose weight excessively, and they are on competition with HIV.
Wow.
So when you have people losing weight, one of the differential things you should consider should be TB. So
is it also caused by a virus?
No, this is caused by a bacteria.
Bacteria.
Yeah, what you call the TB bacillus, Mycobacterium tuberculosis.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. Now, so are there parts of the country where it's more prevalent than others?
TB is present practically everywhere in the country, and it is normally more prevalent in areas of low socio-economic standing, because of the fact that TB thrives well when people have low immunity. So if you have malnutrition, you have people who have liking for alcohol, people who don't have medical care, where you have problems of congestions, like in slums, in areas where people, sleep together, in a very, one room you have plenty people, poor aeration, etc., then TB is likely to strive. Moreover, too, when you have conditions that can bring down immunity, like HIV, conditions that can bring immunity, like TB, cancers, and then people who are immunosuppressants, maybe they have a condition, for example, connective tissue disease, that medically you have to treat them with conditions that can bring down the immunity, then they are likely to get TB. Then another thing that we normally don't pay attention, people who drink alcohol a lot. Alcohol affects the liver, and liver is connected with the production of protein, and protein is practically the immune system.
Right.
So people who are alcoholics, heavy alcohol drinkers, also have high level of TB prevalence within them.
All right, we've only got a moment left. Let's use that to tell the world what we need to do to help keep down, or if not eradicate, TB.
Yeah. The first and most important thing is what we are doing to raise the consciousness and awareness about TB, and that it is a treatable condition, and that it is a contagious disease that we need to be able to prevent this transmission by making sure that we first and foremost find out people who are having the TB and treat them. Once you treat them, they will not be there to infect other people. So our healthcare system must have what you call a high sense of, suspicion for TB. And fourth thing is the TB manifests as a cough, because the respiratory form of TB is the predominant form, almost up to about 80%. So when you see somebody who is coughing more than 2 weeks, it should just raise the suspicion it could be TB. Not that it is TB by all means, but it should raise the suspicion so that the necessary steps are taken.
Right.
We have labs, especially chest TB lab, where you take a sputum, and we have high sensitive gadgets like GeneXpert, which can detect TB up to about 95% cases. Yes.
Right. Well, that's very important information. I think it's really good that we've taken the opportunity to
And it is also free.
It's absolutely free to treat TB.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Dr. Abraham Ajay is a specialist physician and clinical head of the chest clinic at Kolebu, speaking to us on World TB Day.